Hello everyone, it's me Gagan Kumar present over here to teach you physics. Let's move on to the video. Here we'll be discussing class 10 CBSE Science Term 1 exam. So target 50 is a batch. In this batch we'll be discussing class 10th Term 1 exams. We'll be discussing concept and MCQs. All physics, chemistry and biology concept and MCQs will be uploaded. Keep watching this video. Here the pattern of this term 1 exam is MCQ type, that means multiple choice questions. MCQ type, multiple choice questions, and here you will have section A, B and C. So 3 sections you will have, and in the sections you will have 24, 12 questions. That means here from out of 24 from section A you have to attend 20 questions only. In section B out of 24 questions you have to attempt 20 questions only. In section C out of 12 questions you have to attempt 10 questions only. If you will add all this, so you will have 50 questions. So you will have 50 MCQ type questions. So that's why the name given for this batch is target 50. So we will target 50 questions and we will try to complete and we will try to do all the correct 50 questions. Now let's move on to the video. Here in Science Term 1 exam you will have chemistry, biology and physics. Chemistry contains 16 marks, biology 10 marks and physics 14 marks. And if you will add all this mark, the total mark will be coming 40 marks. So MCQ type will be 40 marks only, and along with you will have additional 10 marks for your internal assessment. So here total mark will be also 50. Now here in chemistry, in 16 marks you will have chapter number 1, 2 and 3, and in biology you will have chapter 6 and it will contain 10 marks, and in physics, which we will discuss here today, some concept and MCQs. So chapter 10 you will have light, reflection and refraction, and chapter 11 human eye and colorful world. But here this human eye is not included in your syllabus, so we will not discuss human eye, we will be discussing about colorful world. But in this video most will focus on the part of reflection. So we will be discussing reflection and the concepts and MCQ on the reflection. So in the reflection we will be discussing reflection of light by curved surface, image formed by spherical mirror, center of curvature, principal axis, principal focus, focal length and mirror formula and magnification. Mirror formula derivation not required, we will go only formula, and magnification formula also will see and will solve MCQ. So in reflection chapter, first thing comes basically light. Due to light only we are able to see the objects. We can see the objects by reflection process. Always remember, sometimes question also comes, due to reflection of light we can see the object. And light is nothing but it is a part of electromagnetic spectrum, and here this is the electromagnetic spectrum is given here, shown in the figure. So this is the wave, actually wave like structure is given. So this is the electromagnetic radiation you can tell, or electromagnetic wave. In this wave, this visible light, this is called basically white light or normal light. So due to this one we are able to see the objects, and in this light you are having here red color and here violet color. So in this case what is happening, now wavelength of this light is decreasing from left to right. So that means red light will have more wavelength and violet will have less wavelength. And red light wavelength, if you check, it is 700 nanometer, and violet if you check, it is 400 nanometer. So nanometer is the unit of wavelength. Okay, and understand, wavelength of light means the length of a wave. If you one wave I will take, what is the distance it traveling one wave, that length particularly defines basically wavelength, and that symbol basically given as how much? No, lambda. That is 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer for visible light, or you can tell normally white light or sunlight, whatever coming you can see. Now come to the next question. Now here it is given speed of light in vacuum how much? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Remember that electromagnetic wave, when it is moving with how much speed? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in vacuum, or in air medium also you can tell. So this 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, it is which case? Now in vacuum you can tell, or also you can tell in air medium. Now if speed of light in any medium you want to find, then what you have to do? Now you have to do V equal to C by mu. C is the speed of light in vacuum, and mu is nothing but, mu is called refractive index. Mu is called what? Refractive index. So what is this refractive index? Now whenever a material you are taking, then here some optical dense and optical rarer medium will come. So that's why this mu will define about that optical property of that medium. So mu, if you write mu equal to 1 for air, and mu will be 4 by 3 for water medium. So if you change the medium, mu value changes, and here mu is 3 by 2 for glass medium. And remember here, if you see here, velocity of light any medium is basically inversely proportional to mu, because C is constant, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So that means I can write here V is inversely proportional to refractive index. If V is inversely proportional to refractive index, then here if refractive index is more, velocity will be less. If velocity is more, then refractive index will be less. So this is the meaning of this inversely proportional. So V is, that means if mu is increasing, V will decrease, or you can tell if mu is decreasing, then V will increase. So this is the meaning of inversely proportional. Now here we will go to the next question, and this thing you remember here. So refractive index of different media or medium you can tell. So mu equal to 1, mu equal to 4 by 3, mu equal to 3 by 2, or in point wise if I write, for this one I can write 1.33, and for this one I can write 1.5 something. Okay. So that means if mu equal to 1 for air, the light speed in air it will be more, because mu value here 1, but here if I point wise calculate, it is 1.33. That means here mu value 1.33 means here as compared to 1 this mu is greater. So speed of light in water medium will be less, because V and mu are inversely proportional to each other. Now come to the next slide. Now here we are representing the light. If a ray of light you are representing, how to represent light in our notebook and all while doing the physics like optics when you are doing. Optics means basically study of behavior of properties of light. It is called basically optics. So here while studying optics, while representing a light ray, if one ray I am representing, I will represent like a arrow. So it is a straight line, and one arrow will give like this one head will be there and tail will be there. So I can understand here light is traveling from left to right. If this is your left side, this is your right side, light is traveling from left to right. Now here if you want to represent a beam of light, then here some beam like parallel beam, suppose some light rays are parallel to each other and equispaced, and every one is going in the same direction, this type of light rays are called basically what? Parallel beam. And here if some light rays are starting from one point and diverging like this, okay, shown in the figure, then this type of light rays called basically what? Diverging beam. And here similarly if arrow is coming towards a point, here one point is there, and all light rays are entering here, then it is converging. If going out, diverging, if entering, then it is converging beam. So just remember idea about beam of light. Okay, if light ray is diverging or coming out from a point like structure or point like figure, then you can tell it is diverging beams. If some light rays, not one, many light rays are coming, or ray of light coming towards a point, then it is called converging beam. Now second thing, remember here, optics basically you divide as a ray optics and one is wave optics. Okay, in higher classes we will study about this, but little idea I am giving about ray optics and wave optics. And here ray optics also called as geometrical optics. So when ray optics is valid, now here if validity will check, validity of ray optics, whenever light ray is coming, so this is a ray of light, suppose I am giving one arrow mark, and here that means light is going from left to right, one object I am keeping, and here it is the screen. Now here what will happen, due to this ray of light and due to this object, okay, due to this object here one shadow will form. So here a shadow. So this is your object. So here what is happening, now for this object, here you have a dimension d, suppose, or width whatever you take d, and here you are having a light of wavelength lambda. So here you remember this is called what, lambda is the wavelength of this light ray, and this object is having dimension d. Now if this d dimension is very much greater than lambda, then after ray optics we will use, we will understand about the ray optics. Now whenever wave optics we are telling, that time what will happen, similar concept, but here this object size will be very much less than the lambda or nearly equal to lambda. So here similarly if light ray is coming and here a object is there, it's a dimension suppose d, sometimes this d is also called characteristic dimension. Then after what will happen, now instead of shadow we will see some pattern like this type of patterns we will see. So this is called diffraction pattern, okay, or some like interference pattern, whatever we will see. So here what will happen, now here lambda is nothing but nearly equal to the size of the dimension of object or obstacle. So this is the two idea you can remember. So reflection, refraction, dispersion, everything comes under ray optics, but diffraction, interference, everything comes under wave optics. Okay, so in a higher classes we will study, but just little idea remember about validity. So this is the validity condition for wave optics. Okay. So this is the validity condition for wave optics, and this is the validity condition for ray optics. Now go to the next question. Now here if I will ask what is light, is a wave or particle? So here light I can consider as a wave also, light is both wave also and particle also. So this answer will be correct, light is both wave and particle. So here it does not show every time wave and particle character simultaneously. Okay, if in some experiment if it is showing wave character, in other experiment it will show particle character. Now here you see this is diffraction. So diffraction on experiment, in this case what happens, light rays are coming like this, and here dimension is d, and here this light ray what is happening, it is going like some wave fronts, and here it is showing some diffraction pattern. You see here some bright, then after some dark, then after bright, then after dark. So this type of picture it is showing. So this type of phenomena is called basically wave nature phenomena. So that's why in this diffraction pattern light behave like a wave, and when we are considering light as a wave in diffraction, that time we will not consider light as a particle here. That's why I told light does not show wave character and particle character together. It will show only wave character in one experiment, in particle character in another experiment. So this is the particle experiment. So that is called basically photoelectric effect. So what is photoelectric effect? Now in photoelectric effect, a light of lambda wavelength, it will fall on a metal surface. It will fall on a metal surface. So here one metal surface is there. In this metal surface what will happen, now one electron will come out. If electron coming out, here it will be some detector will be there, so that will be collected by, that electron will be collected by this plate. Now here it will be a positive plate, it will be collected, then after what will happen, now here some current process will be happening. So in this case, what we'll consider? Now whenever light is coming like what? Now like a photon, or you can tell basically like a packet of energy. What it is coming? A packet of energy. A packet of energy. So here light when hit the metal surface, it will knock out one electron. So this experiment will study in 12th class, basically in photoelectric effect. Now here, if electron is coming, then a circuit is completing. That means here photoelectric effect is basically what? It is basically your particle character. Photoelectric effect is particle character and diffraction is wave character. So in one experiment, if it is showing wave, it will not show particle character. In photoelectric effect, if it is showing particle character, it will not show wave character. Okay, that's why it is called basically light showing both character, wave and particle. Now come to the questions. So here it is given 4 optical media A, B, C and D have optical densities. How much? 1.35, 1.21, 1.58 and 1.002 respectively. Now, in which optical medium will the light travel fastest? Now here what you have to find? Now you have to find something about velocity. So velocity of light you need to check about the velocity of light you need to check with the refractive indices. And here I told velocity of light in any medium is what? Inversely proportional to the refractive index. Now here if I am taking A medium, here refractive index is how much you tell? 1.35. If I am taking D medium, what is the refractive index? Now here it is 1.002. Because A, B, C, D given and some values given and respectively written. That means A refractive index is this one, B refractive index is this one, C refractive index is this one, then D is this one. And here this is highest, this is highest and this is lowest. That means what will happen here? Now here if you want to find V more, then mu should be less. If you want to find V more, mu should be less. Now here they are telling light travel fastest. Fastest means V should be more. Light is traveling with a high speed. So here mu should be very less. In this if you will compare, then here what is happening? 1.002 is very less. So you can put your answer as a D. Okay. So next question will go. Here consider these indices of the refraction: glass, air, water. Three things is given. Suppose it is given what? It is your mu glass, refractive index of mu glass, and this is your refractive index of what? Mu air, and this is the refractive index of mu water. Now based on this refractive indices of 3 materials, arrange the speed of light through them in decreasing order. Now here some decreasing order is given. Now what we need to do here? Now first of all see, refractive index more here means light speed is less. Then definitely here if less than symbol is there, then in glass definitely it will be less. If we check last option, here also less, here also less. But then after check about water and air, water is more speed or less speed? Water is less speed as compared to air. So then here air will be faster and water will be. Okay. So here option C will be correct answer. So speed of light in air is greater than speed of light in water and speed of light in glass. Okay, if refractive index you know and you know this formula, then easily you can solve this. Okay, more refractive index, less speed, less refractive index, more speed. Now come to the next question. So here asking ray optics is valid when characteristic dimensions are much smaller than wavelength of light and order some much larger and some same order, it is given like this. Now here what to do? Now remember, lambda is the wavelength of light. Lambda is the wavelength of light. And what is characteristic dimension? I told the small d basically called as characteristics dimension. Now here if a ray optics you are telling, then lambda should be very much less than d, or d should be very much greater than lambda. This is the same meaning. If d is very much greater than lambda and lambda is very much less than d, that is the same meaning. Now here what will happen? Now here they are telling characteristic dimension, that means d. So D should be very much greater, very much greater. Here larger is there, here smaller is there. So this will be not answer. Very much larger than the wavelength of light. So here also answer will be C. Okay. So simple concept. It is the validity of ray optics. Now light behaves like both particle and dash. So here they are asking what? Light behave like both particle and dash. And here remember, already I have told you light both acted like what? Particle and wave. Both nature it is shows. So it is a wave character. And in one experiment, if it is showing wave character, it will not show particle character. If it is showing particle character, then it will not show wave character. So simultaneously both character it cannot show. So remember this. Now I will go to the next concept. Now here reflection of light. So in reflection of light, we will consider basically two things. One is spherical mirror and one is spherical mirrors. One is plane mirror and one is spherical mirror. In plane mirror, here we will take a surface which is basically reflecting surface. So this surface is called what? Reflecting surface. And you remember always this reflection of light is valid for any reflecting surface, either plane mirror or spherical mirror, all reflecting surfaces. Now here a reflecting surface, plane surface is taken, and here incident ray is there. So this is your incident ray. Incident ray is coming, and here this is your perpendicular to the surface. So this perpendicular to the surface, this is called basically what? This is 90 degree. Okay, this is called normal to the reflecting surface. And here to here angle how much? Here to angle is I. And here after incidenting here, this incident ray is going through what? Now reflected ray. This ray is called basically reflected ray. Now here this angle is called how much? This is called R, and it is called angle of reflection. Remember, angle of incidence how to take? From the normal we have to take always angle of incidence. So to take from normal to towards incident ray. And here also same thing, normal to towards a reflected ray. That is your angle of incidence. Similarly, if we take spherical mirrors, the spherical mirrors are a part of spherical mirrors. So spherical mirrors means both will study here concave mirror and convex mirror. And concave mirror, convex mirror are part of the spherical mirrors. If we take a spherical surface and here and I will cut this surface and I will take this surface here. So this surface will act like a concave surface. And here if I will polish this surface, if I will polish this surface and I will cut here, I will take this one, then it will act like a what? It will act like convex mirror. So here you can take, this is your concave mirror, this part is concave mirror, this part is convex mirror. Now here this angle is how much? I angle, this angle is how much? R angle. And here similarly if incident ray is coming and this will act like normal, this angle will be I and this angle will be R. Now listen, here according to the laws of reflection, what happens here? According to the law of reflection, I angle should be equal to how much? Reflection angle. Angle of incidence is equal to how much? Angle of reflection. So now what we will understand? We will understand more about this concave and convex mirror. Always remember, concave mirror and convex mirror are part of the spherical mirrors. We are cutting this part, then it will act like a concave mirror. And here I will cut this part and I will take that, it will act like a convex mirror. And here similar way incident ray is coming and going like this. So here this angle is nothing but incidence angle, this angle is nothing but reflection angle. Okay, so always remember and understand also from normal to this is the normal, from normal to you have to take angle like this, normal to incident ray, this is your incident ray, this is your reflected ray. So normal to reflected ray, it is your similarly incident ray, it is your I, it is your incident ray, it is your reflected ray. So normal to reflected ray. I hope you understand. Okay, now we will go to the next thing. Now listen here, plane mirror, we will understand little about plane mirror. So plane mirror actually it is a part of spherical mirror also. So here if we take a big spherical mirror and I will take a part, big spherical mirror. Okay, big means what? How much big? Now its radius should be how much? Infinity. So radius should be infinity. If I take infinite big spherical surface, then this one part I will cut, it will act like one plane mirror. Okay, if I will cut small part also, it will act like a plane mirror, and its radius should be infinity. That means for spherical mirror, for plane mirror, what is the radius? Now radius will be infinity, or you can tell radius of curvature also infinity. And one more thing, remember, for spherical mirror or total for mirror always, okay, I will write one term that is called f. F will be nothing but r by 2, and f is called how much? F is called basically focal length. F is called focal length, and focal length for plane mirror, it will be also infinity. So remember this thing. Okay, if we take a big spherical sphere, I will cut a small part from that. It will look like what? It will look like a plane mirror, and that sphere should have radius how much? Infinity. If radius is infinity, then focal length is how much? Infinity by 2, that will be infinity also. Okay, now understand about spherical surfaces. So for spherical surface, I told what about a concave mirror? Remember, okay, so this will be what? This will be pole. So here also similarly you can do, if you will do a principal axis, so this will be pole. So here it is called basically P, or you can tell basically pole. And here this line is nothing but it is called principal axis. It is called principal axis. And here from pole to certain distance I will take where all light rays, suppose parallel light rays will converge here after reflection, that is called basically capital F, that is called focus. And from focus to P, that distance is called nothing but, that is called focal length. Always remember, pole to focus, we will go this way, pole to focus, that is called basically focal length. And here same distance if I will take, it will come actually C. So C from P to C is nothing but it is basically r, it is called radius of curvature. And again same formula will be valid. So f equal to nothing but r by 2, or r equal to nothing but 2f. So what do you call r here? Now this r is nothing but, r we call radius of curvature, radius of curvature. Now here that means this is like a curve structure, and this is the radius of this curve, so that's why it is called what? Radius of the curvature. Similarly you can take a convex mirror also. So for convex mirror, here this surface is reflected and inner surface is coated. Remember, outer surface is reflected and inner surface is coated. And here similarly I can take a principal axis, this is pole, and this is your focus, this is your center of curvature. And here to your distance is small f, here to your distance is capital R. And here r equal to how much? R equal to 2f, or you can tell f equal to same thing, r by 2. Okay. So here incident ray I will take always like this way, remember, incident ray from left to right always, incident ray left to right always. But you see, whenever incident ray left to right you are taking, but focal length when you are measuring for concave mirror, this is the concave mirror, so this is the concave mirror, and this surface is called what? Convex. Now listen here. Now here incident ray and focal length both are in the opposite direction, because this ray is going left to right, but this distance is right to left. So that's why focal length is how much? Focal length will be negative. Remember, always for concave mirror, focal length is how much? Negative. Similarly, radius of curvature what? Radius of curvature also negative. Next come for convex mirror. For convex mirror if you will check, okay, incident ray is going from left to right, focal length is taken from where? Pole to focus. So that means here it is same direction, incident ray and this distance is same direction, that's why here both will be in the same direction, means you have to take positive. So here f is nothing but positive for convex mirror. If f is positive, similarly you check about r also will be positive, because incident ray and this radius of curvature all are in the same direction, so that's why r also taken as positive. So this one you remember always remember, focal length is measured from pole, radius of curvature also measured from pole. And what about sine? For sine you have to go for incident ray, IR. I am writing IR is incident ray. Incident ray mostly you take left to right. Okay, and if this focal length you are measuring in the opposite direction of incident ray, then it is negative. If this focal length you are measuring in the same direction of incident ray, then it is positive. Similarly, radius of curvature. If radius of curvature is measured opposite direction to the incident ray, negative. If radius of curvature is measured same direction to the incident ray, radius of curvature incident ray, same direction. Okay, then after it is positive. So remember this concept. Okay. Okay, now understand here. Suppose I am telling I have a reflecting surface like this. Suppose it is a plane mirror, and in this plane mirror, this is the normal. Definitely, this will be 90 degree. This is called normal basically. Now here I have an incident ray. Now suppose I am telling this angle is 45 degree. Understand clearly? Then here what will be the incidence angle? What will be incidence angle? Now here listen, if this angle is 45, what about incidence angle definition I told? Always measured from incident ray to the normal. This is the normal, it is the incident ray. So if this ray you are measuring, then this will be how much? If this total is 90 degree, if it is 45, then this will be 45 also. So here incidence is coming how much? 45. Similarly, reflection how much will happen? The reflection also will happen 45 degree. Because according to the law of reflection, how much I should be equal to R. So incidence angle and reflection angle will be same. Now same thing I am telling, suppose here I am telling this incident ray is coming. Now this angle is 60 degree. So this angle, which angle? It is angle between incident ray and the reflecting surface. So this is your incident ray and it is your normal. But if I will ask what is the angle of incidence here, then what will come answer? Now here listen, I have to measure from here to here angle. This angle I don't have to consider, because this is the angle between incident ray and reflecting surface. But here this is the angle between incident ray and normal reaction. So that's why I have to consider this angle will be 30 degree. So here angle of incidence is nothing but 30 degree. I hope you understand. So always remember, angle of incidence or angle of reflection always measured from where? Measured from the normal. From normal you have to come. Okay, or you can take this way also. You can take this way also. So from normal you have to measure always incident ray and normal, how much angle they are making. Okay. Okay, now come to the next question. So here MCQ 5, they are telling we see objects because of what? We see objects because of reflection. Okay, just now I told, here suppose object is there and here a light ray is coming, and after reflection it is coming to your eye. It is coming to your eye. Then after what we will see? Now we will see if this is falling on eye, then this image of this object image will form in the inside the eye. Then due to reflection only you are seeing the object. So you can see the object due to reflection. Now in an incident ray falls, if an incident ray falls normally on a plane reflecting surface, then the angle of reflection is what? Now see here, they are telling reflecting surface is there, and a one incident ray coming and falling normally. Normally means what? 90 degree to the reflecting surface. This is the reflecting surface and this is the incident ray. Incident ray is coming and falling 90 degree. Now listen here, I told you whenever incidence angle you want to find, if normal is there, you see incident ray how much angle made with the normal n. This angle always you need to check. But here what is given? Here given incident ray and normal both in the one line. That means this one if I will consider here, that means this angle will be nothing. No angle there. It is coming like this. Always remember here incidence angle how much? 0. So here also the same thing they asked. They asked here the angle of reflection. If angle of incidence is 0, you know angle of reflection will be 0 due to the laws of reflection. Okay. Now here it is IR falling normally, incident ray falling normally. So that's why what will happen? I will be 0. That's why R equal to 0. So remember what is the answer here? 0. Okay. Don't put 90 degree. Okay. As written normally. So light ray is falling normally to the surface. But you need to check about the normal reaction and incidence ray angle. Understanding? Now come to the next question. Here telling a plane surface is there. Here it is 30 degree angle it is making with the So, mirror means reflecting surface. But here to here angle I need to consider. I know this is 90 degree. Definitely this will be how much? 60 degree. So here they are asking the angle of incidence is how much as shown in the figure. So answer will be 60 degree. So answer will be 60 degree. So this B option will be correct. Now come to the next question. Here they are telling when two plane mirrors are placed parallel and facing each other and an object is kept in between them. Now understand the picture. So here two plane mirror is there and one object is there. So one object is O. Now we get infinite images. Okay, you know this, whenever two parallel plane mirror is there, if you are standing on keeping an object here or you are standing here, many images will form. So why many images is forming? Due to multiple reflections. Okay, you go to a shopping mall and all, there you will see if there are opposite walls are there, in the opposite wall there are plane mirrors are there, then what will happen? If you see in the middle or see in between the floor, then what will see? You will see the multiple images, you will see infinite images of your object. So here due to multiple reflection, what will happen? Now for this multiple reflection, basically intensity decreases. So here they are asking the same thing, but actually only a few images are visible because the intensity of the image is what? Decreases or increases. Remember, if a multiple reflection happen, your intensity of the images will decrease. So that's why, because there is energy loss due to multiple reflection, because light is basically energy. So multiple reflection when happening, what is happening? Energy loss happening, or light will intensity will decrease, and intensity is nothing but energy per unit area per unit time. So that's why I can tell answer is what? Answer is B. So it is decreasing. Now come to the next question. Focal length of plane mirror is what? Just now I told you focal length of plane mirror is infinity. Focal length of plane mirror is infinity. So F equal to how much? Infinity. Because when we will take a big sphere, we are taking a very big sphere of a radius infinity, and if we will cut a small part of that big sphere, then after we will get the plane mirror basically. So that's why focal length of the plane mirror is what? Infinity. Now come to the next question. Here they are telling the laws of reflection holds true for option A, plane mirror, concave mirror, convex mirror, all reflecting surfaces. So 4 options are given. So it holds for, remember, all reflecting surface, because starting of the reflection I told, if any polished surface is there or reflecting surface is there, then after laws of reflection holds true for all. Plane mirror also, concave mirror also, convex mirror also. But more convenient answer is what? All reflecting surface. Okay, but here written only, so that's why these options will be not correct. Okay, not only plane mirror, it happens also concave, convex also. So that's why answer will be all reflecting surfaces. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe the channel and keep on watching the video. We will be uploading more and more videos in this channel, and we will be giving concept MCQ how to get 50 questions correctly. So thank you all of you, all the very best. Thank you so much.